Hey, how's it going, folks? This is DJ with the Rabbit Squirrel Garage, and we're going to go ahead and start taking this rear tire apart, and we're going to change out the sprockets, and both sprockets, the chain, and we're going to paint the back wheel like we did the front. So it's going to be black spokes, red around the rim itself, and then white wall on the tire. So yeah, let's get started. I'm not going to show the painting the tire because I've got a previous video for it. I'll link it up here. But you'll definitely see the sprocket changes and all that good stuff. So, alright, stay with me and we'll get that going. Alright, well, I'm an idiot and didn't record taking the other side off. What I did, let me get back over here. Okay, so what I did was for the axle, the other end is a 22 millimeter and this end is a 19. So I just basically unscrewed I took the cotter pin out, took the nut off, and then slid the axle out. The whole time I was holding the tire up, so to support it while the axle was coming out. Then on the other side, I went ahead and took the master link out of the chain, took the chain off. And that's all I did over there. So now over here there's quite a bit more to do. You got to break in this stabilizer bar thingy. So let's get that off first. Okay, then we're just going to take the brake off. Yeah, let's just do it this way. Just unscrew this and pull the whole thing out. We'll have to readjust it, but that's okay. Probably needs it anyway. And I didn't think about it was I should have put new brake shoes on this while I have it apart. All right, there we go. Brakes look okay. I'm not worried about them. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get the sprocket off while we're at it. 12? No, 14. Yep, 14. Oh, it's just 4 nuts. 4 lug nuts holding it on. Alright, there's the old sprocket. It actually looks really good. It really didn't need replaced. But the reason I'm replacing them is we're putting a new chain on, but also we're changing the tooth numbers. So I'll tell you all about that once we get to that point. But right now we're going to go ahead and start washing. We're going to start washing the wheel. Let me see if this comes out. It does, but I don't want it to. So I'll leave it in there. I'll take it outside and I'm going to wash it off. Alright, I figure I will show you just a little bit in case you don't want to look at that other video that I did. I use this, which is vinyl pinstriping. I use it to create my border for what I'm going to paint. The reason I use the vinyl instead of like that yellow tape or what have you is it just seems to be more flexible. It's a little more expensive, but to me it's more flexible and I can do a lot more with it. So just gonna measure out about how much we need. That should be more than enough. And away we go. I should also say that the reason we're gonna do the white walls first, because when I did the front tire, I basically did the spokes, and then I did the rim, and then I did the white wall. Well, when I went to do the white wall, I got lots of overspray on the spokes. So this time I'm gonna do the white wall first, and then I can tape it off and do the black and then do the red, and I won't have overspray on anything. So yeah. All right, just letting you know why I'm doing it. So I'm gonna get this started and just show you how I do it, and then I'm gonna go ahead and stop recording because you should have already seen this by once at least. So we're gonna go on the outside of this line. And what I do is I hold the backing with between these two fingers, and then the strip between my thumb and index, and then I use my thumb or my index finger on my left hand to lay it down so it goes in a nice good circle. Just like that. I'll just use the blue masking tape to tape everything else off. So just like that, just go around the whole edge, flip the tire over, do the exact same thing. So we're all taped up and ready for the white walls. So I'm gonna take it out to the garage and get that going. All right, there it is. The white wall is now finished on both sides, and now we're gonna start painting the spokes black. But in order to do that, we're gonna tape off the white wall. So yeah, here we go. Okay, here we are. We're all taped up and ready to paint the spokes, and you can see I taped off the inside of the brake just to make sure it doesn't get any paint on it. Well, the spokes are painted now, and all the rest of it's painted black. Now I'm just letting it dry, and then I'll start taping off the spokes and paint the rim red. All taped up and ready for the red paint. Let's do it. And for those of you curious, this is the black I was using. It's Rust-Oleum Automotive Enamel Gloss. So, yep. And for the red, I'm using this Rust-Oleum Farm and Implement Heavy Duty Weather Resistant Rust Preventive, and it's the color Toolbox Red. So yeah, that's the paint I'm using. And this is the vinyl paint I used. It's called Sem Marine Vinyl Coat, flexible coating. M25083 is the number, and it's Carver White. And I put 4 coats each. So let's see, that's 16 coats, 2 per tire, 2 white walls per tire. So, and it used almost the whole can. There's about, I don't know, an eighth left in here, maybe a quarter. But I wouldn't be able to do a whole nother white wall with this at all. So, but yeah, so 1 can did both the tires. We've got all the red painted now, and it's time to take the tape off and see what the final product looks like. And there we are. We've got the tire painted, all done. I got to do a little touch up in some places, but that's okay. It's not a big deal. I'll just use, a paintbrush. So, a little one, like that you use for kids. So, but they work great for touching up little spots like that red right there. But, okay, there it is. We're going to let the red dry a little more, and then we're going to go put it back on the bike and also put on the new sprockets and new chain. Let's go and get these sprockets put on. So the stock ones are 16 tooth on the front and 45 tooth on the rear. I've watched several videos on this, and the one I decided to go with is 17 on the front and 40 in the rear. That's going to give us, a little less torque off the line, but it'll give us better highway usage. So let's go ahead and get that done. The good thing is it's a black sprocket, so I don't have to paint it or anything. It's ready to go. Except it doesn't want to go. There it goes. All right, let's get it back on. I'm going to clean them up. Yep, I'm going to throw them in the ultrasonic cleaner and clean them up. So let's do that real quick. While we're waiting on the nuts for the rear sprocket to get cleaned up, in the ultrasonic cleaner. Let's go ahead and do the front sprocket and get it off and get it replaced. Remember, this is going from a 16 tooth front to a 17 tooth front. Okay, that's got a twist, and then the whole thing will come off. So all right, so I'm gonna spin this thing around and then pull it off. All right, there it is. All right, there it is. That's the front one, and again, that's a 16 tooth. And we're going to replace it with 17 tooth. Like, I can match these up, but then you see the difference up here, see? So it's a little bit bigger, but that's good, that's what we want. So let's get it on there. Man, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to clean up some of that rust. So now let's get our sprocket on. Where'd I put it? There it is. And when you put the sprockets on, you can see this is labeled right here, model number, and then the number of teeth, which is 17. So we want that facing toward us so that whoever, you know, whether it's me or someone else looks at it at some point in the future, they know, you know, what they're dealing with. There we go. Looks a little bit better. Should go on a little easier now. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it went on much easier that time. So let's go ahead and get it back on. Alright, we got the bike in gear now, so it shouldn't spin around on us. Alright. Here we go. All right, we've got the ultrasonic cleaner ready. Our parts are, I'll just show you. You can see all of our nuts are in there. And this is how I like to do it. I put it in a Tupperware container. That way it stays together, and since it's such small parts, it won't fall through the basket or anything. So you just drop it in there. And that is just water and simple green. So it's dirty because if I do a bigger part, I don't put it in Tupperware. So alright, so that's there. Our temperature is now at 34 degrees, which is more than enough. So we'll go ahead and start the timer. And as soon as I start this, I'm going to leave because my hearing aids do not like this sound. We're going to go ahead and pull it out. We're done. Timer's done. Heat's off. Everything's off now. So we're going to pull this out and see how it compares to what it looked like when it first went in. There you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if you can see, if you can tell, but they look almost brand new. I mean, they're cleaned up nicely. So, alright, we're going to go wash these off with just some warm water, and then we'll put them back on the bike. We've got the nuts dried off. We got 3, 2. Okay, we got the nuts ultrasonic cleaned, and we got them rinsed off, and they're dry and ready to be put back on now. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay. All right, let's put the tire back on. All right, we're going to go ahead and get this side put together first, since this is where the axle goes in first. There we go. So for this down here, it's a 12 millimeter nut on the back, which is right here, and then it's 14 bolt head here. Here we go. Axle is through. Alright, just putting the washer and the nut on it to hold it in place for right now. So there we go, we're holding the axle in place now. We can move it around and do what we need to do. So let's get our rear brake set in and working. Alright, so what I'm doing is I put some vice grips on it just to hold that spring back, so because I basically need 3 hands for this. One to hold the spring back, one to push this in, and then one to put the nut on. So this pair of vice grips kind of serves as 2 pair of hands at the same time. Alright, there we go. Alright, we got it started. That's all we needed. Let me tighten it up a little bit more. Well, it won't matter. We've still got to adjust the wheel and everything, so just let it go there. Alright, we've got the brake on, we've got the axle on, we've got the stabilizer bar on. I think we're done over here. Over there on the other side, all we've got to do is tighten up the axle, which we don't want to do yet because we need to figure out the chain. So I'm going to bring you back over to this side, and we're going to put this chain on. Okay, we've got our chain here, and if you notice it's got red links on it. I just figured that was kind of neat. On the bike, you know. Let me see if I can get into the light there. There you go. So yeah, let's do this. I'm probably gonna have to cut a couple of links off though. So, but we'll find out here shortly. I need to take a link out. Alright, what we're going to do is we're going to take off these 2 links and just be done with them. Let's get the chain back on and set to where it needs to be. Alright, we got the chain on and master link on, and now I'm setting these up so we can adjust the wheel. I've got this one set to the 3rd line where you can just barely even see the 3rd line, and I'm going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. Let's go tighten the axle down. It's going to be this 22 millimeter, and I think it's 19, right? Yeah, 19. There we go. I'll stop there. Goes. Yeah, the only thing I haven't put back on is the chain guard because it's all rusted and needs to be fixed. So I'm just going to throw it in there so you can see what it's going to look like. Okay, folks. Well, what do you think? We've got everything done. We've got the new sprockets on. We've got the new chain on. We've got the back tire finished up. I still need to do the chain guard, but that's a whole nother story. It's rusted pretty well, and I'm not sure what to do with it yet. If I want to keep it chrome or just paint it black. I may just paint it black. But yeah, this is what the bike looks like so far. And we've got the side covers for it too. And there's the final product. So we've got the chain on now, and both of the new sprockets, and the back tire is complete. I've got my greasy, dirty hands on the white walls, as you can see right up in here. But I'm gonna have to wash those off, and that's fine. They're gonna get dirty anyway. See it down the bottom down here too. Anyway, yeah, that's it. Final product, and you know, still got some more to do, like paint black, the engine black and things like that. But for right now, this is how it looks. I'm gonna hop over to the other side and give you a good view of it from that side also with the exhaust. Just so you have an idea of what it looks like all done, except for painting the engine black and a couple other small things. This is what it looks like from the left side, and I'll show you what it looks like from the right side. This is what it looks like from the right side of the bike. Still got to paint that engine black. Alright, I want you to see the difference between the chain I took off and the chain I put on. So, little bit of difference, yeah? Alright folks, that's it. We've buttoned up all the back end now. It's pretty much done back here. We've got the new chain on, the new sprockets on, got the rear wheel painted up, all nice and pretty. And on the sprockets, again, remember it's a 17 on the front and a 40 in the rear, and the stocks were 16 front and 45 rear. So we've changed it quite a bit. I had to cut 2 links out of the chain, and now it's set pretty good. And we got the back tire all painted up and ready to go. So yeah, overall it's pretty much done. I've still got to paint the engine and a couple other small things, but yeah, we're almost there. If you could, go ahead and click that like button, and if you like the video, that is, and subscribe to the channel. It means a lot to me, and it lets me know that you like what I'm doing here and you want to see more of it. And I'm getting close to 100 subscribers, which is surprising I've done it this fast, to be honest. So yeah, one more subscriber won't hurt. Alright, I'll catch you on the next one.